I'd like to tell a story if you folks wouldn't mind. And this one's true, and it really happened in that little hometown of mine. There was this kind old colored fella who the folks was always fond. I don't even remember what his last name was. We always just called him Uncle John. Well, I remember when I was little, I used to go and see him nearly every day, just to sit and hear his stories and while some time away. Why, he was in his height of glory when there was children round his feet. I've seen him laugh right out loud and say, "Lord God, you children sure is sweet." I know in this big wide world there must be kind folks by the bushel, but I just believe that in this one old man the Lord put something special. Well, I've seen times when folks were sick that the old man would walk for miles just to offer his assistance and try to help out a little while. He was always doing things like that, giving when he couldn't afford. Funny thing was, though, he never did ask for no pay. Said he was always a-working for the Lord. Now, Uncle John had this sickness that he didn't know about. Folks didn't know whether to tell him or just let him live it out. But then one day they decided that they ought to let him know. So they asked Doc Boyd if he'd go tell him, and he said, yeah, he'd go. He found old John sitting in his homemade rocking chair, thumbing through a worn-out Bible and reading little scriptures here and there. Now, Doc was scared and he was nervous because he didn't know quite where to start. Don't you know his conscience fought him? He'd come to break the old man's heart. But he gathered up his courage and he found the words to say, "Uncle John, the Lord's coming and he's gonna take you away." Why, there must have been a choir of angels started singing in that old man's ears, for a great big smile come on him and his eyes broke out in tears. And he said, "Why, Dr. Boyd, that's the most glorious news I ever heard. I've been living almost 85 years now just to hear them blessed words. Now to know that he's finally calling me to leave this earthly sod. Why, Doc, I've just been living this old life so's I could get to meet my God."